Let's now take you to Parliament's presiding officers led by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosiviwe, Mapisa-Nqakula, and the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Amos Masondo, are currently addressing the media on the state of the readiness to host the 2024 State of the Nation address. Let's take you live there now.
Award ceremonies and beauty pageants. Under new joint rules of Parliament, Parliament has introduced a set of new joint rules designed to regulate proceedings during joint sittings of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces, with the primary aim of maintaining order, decorum in the chamber, and promoting civility amongst members. These rules, set to be implemented for the first time during this State of the Nation address, are an essential step in ensuring that the proceedings, including the SONA and the opening of Parliament, are conducted with the respect and seriousness they deserve. In terms of the new rules, no member is allowed to interrupt the President while delivering the State of the Nation address. Similarly, interruptions are prohibited during the President's speech at the opening of Parliament, which is the first thing of the two houses following an election. Additionally, these rules stipulate that no other business may be considered during a joint sitting other than the specific business for which the joint sitting is convened. These measures are critical in ensuring that these important national events are conducted in an orderly and respectful manner, reflecting the dignity of Parliament and the importance of these addresses in setting the nation's legislative and developmental agenda. Of course, under support for local economy, Parliament has partnered with Proudly South Africa for this year's State of the Nation address in support of the South African fashion industry by urging members of Parliament and guests to wear locally produced attires. The campaign aims to increase appreciation and visibility for local designers and their creations, and to provide momentum for the growth of the fashion business. This initiative goes beyond mere fashion appreciation. It seeks to connect consumers with the rich stories, culture, and creativity inherent in South African fashion, thereby fostering a sense of pride in local craftsmanship. This partnership has far-reaching implications for the country's economy and the fashion industry at large. Encouraging public representatives and guests to don local design sends a powerful message of support for the local business, which is crucial for economic growth, job creation, and addressing issues of inequality and poverty. This collaboration between Parliament and Proudly South Africa is not only a celebration of South African talent, but also a step towards sustainable development, economic empowerment, and a more responsible fashion industry. We are pleased to announce a diverse and distinguished array of participants ranging from national dignitaries to international guests, stakeholders, service providers, members of the media, and security personnel. Each group plays a vital role in the success of this event, and their participation underscores the significance of the State of the Nation address in the national and international context. Extensive preparations have been undertaken to ensure seamless coordination, with particular attention paid to the accreditation process to facilitate the participation of all invited guests. For this important occasion, several dignitaries have been invited to attend the State of the Nation address physically. Former President Thabo Mbeki, former President Mr. Kgalema Motlanthe, former President Mr. Jacob Zuma, former President and Deputy President Ms. Baleka Mbete, former Speaker and Deputy President Ms. Baleka Mbete, former Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, former Deputy President David Mabuza, former Speaker Max Sisulu, Chief Justice Zondo, Deputy Chief Justice Maya, and the 15 judges. Executive Mayor of the City of Cape Town, Alderman. I always get numbers. Okay, Hill Lewis. Other prominent guests include representatives from various international and regional multilateral organizations, parliamentary associations, and legislative bodies. Media accreditation, which is a matter I'm sure you are interested in. Parliament is pleased to announce the successful accreditation of members, both from local and international media, for the coverage of the upcoming State of the Nation address. This year, 981 accreditation applications were received from various media representatives. Following a thorough and meticulous vetting process, a total of 893 bona fide members of the media have been approved to be present at the venue. The list of approved applications has been published on the Parliament website for transparency and easy reference. The participation of the media in the State of the Nation address is of most importance. It embodies the principles of openness, transparency, and accountability, which are foundational in our democracy. The media play an indispensable role in ensuring that the proceedings of the State of the Nation address are communicated effectively and accurately to the people of South Africa. We urge all accredited members of the media to collect their accreditations early to avoid any last-minute delays and long queues at the accreditation center. This proactive step will ensure that media personnel can focus on their crucial task of reporting the proceedings smoothly and efficiently. Our gratitude to informal traders. As you know, honorable members, Parliament is deeply grateful for the traders' support for this significant event and their collaborative efforts in finding a solution that allows for the coexistence of the Parliament precincts alongside their businesses. In our discussions with the Informal Traders Association, representing vendors around the City Hall, we reached a consensus aimed at ensuring minimal disruption to their trading activities. This agreement will enable them to continue operating during the post-SONA debate. The President's reply and the budget speech the traders' understanding and maturity have been instrumental in formulating measures that minimize interference with their businesses while simultaneously ensuring that the functioning of the Parliament precincts harmonizes with their commercial operations. The SONA significantly boosts the local economy by attracting increased tourism, media presence, and business activities to the city. This influx of visitors and heightened economic activity during the SONA period contributes to job creation and increased revenue for local businesses, including hospitality, transportation, and retail sectors. As I conclude, colleagues, we encourage all South Africans to actively participate in the SONA by tuning in and expressing their views across the various communication platforms provided by Parliament, the government, and the mainstream media. The SONA will be broadcast live on Parliament TV, mainstream broadcasters, and streaming services, ensuring comprehensive access and engagement for everyone across the nation. Let us come together as a nation to witness, discuss, and reflect on the state of our nation as we continue to build a more inclusive, prosperous, and resilient South Africa. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. As you would have heard, it is quite a very comprehensive accounting on our state of readiness. It's a culmination of months of hard work that began last year. Hence, we have to be as comprehensive as possible. Thank you very much. I'm sure the colleagues are already distributing the statement, but for now, I will take questions if there is any. There is a roving mic. Just raise your hand, indicate your name, and then we'll take the first round, and then see whether there is any interest in the second round. Thank you very much. You're going first. Yeah.
Thank you so much. My name is Antin Tana from Russia Today. Considering the developments from the last State of the Nation address and security-wise, has anything changed in that regard? The second question is around budget. How much are you spending this year on SONA? And the last question is, are there any significant international guests that are attending? Thank you.
Thank you very much. 3 questions from Ati. Next one. Yeah.
Good morning, Speaker. Jason Felix from Nosiviwe. Speaker, the EFF is in court at the moment as we speak. Honorable Malema and 5 others are challenging their suspension from the House, which was adopted, I think, in December last year. How will a court ruling which will go in their favor affect the SONA of Thursday? At the same time, I also want to ask the question that there's the rules that will be, the new rules that will be implemented on Thursday. The EFF is challenging that as well, and an outcome or a ruling on that matter is expected before the start of SONA. If it goes the way of the EFF and Parliament is ordered to not to implement the rules, how will that affect the SONA and the decorum of the House and keeping order in the House? Because I'm sure you will agree that having the EFF there would, and not having the EFF there would make the job a little bit easier. So how will that impact go, and given the time frames that you have, is Parliament going to challenge anything, any negative outcome in its favor or not? And then the last question I want to ask, Speaker, is that which of the former presidents have indicated that they will attend the SONA on Thursday? Thank you.
Thank you very much. For this round, any other questions? That's the 2. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to allow any of the Chairperson, and maybe you can begin with the responses.
No, thank you very much, facilitator. Now, just to respond to a few of the questions, and the other will be dealt with, I'm sure, by the Speaker and presiding officers. On the question of the rules, I would really prefer that we really should put the context in the following manner. The first point I want to make is that the rules are rules of Parliament. They are not meant for the EFF or the IFP or any other political parties. The decorum of the House is a responsibility for all of us as members of Parliament, whether one is in the National Council of Provinces or in the National Assembly. For Parliament to succeed in doing its work, we need a greater collaborative effort, working together. And indeed, if we do that, if we work together, there's so much that can be done, so much that can be achieved. In relation to the former presidents and their attendance, please refer to the statement. We expect all the people who are mentioned in the statement to be present and to be part of processes in keeping with all other previous State of the Nation addresses. The other issues related to the budget and the international guests, I'm sure the other fellow colleagues who are here in the form of the secretary to the NSOP or CASO will deal with the issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and good morning to all the members of the media and to presiding officers. On the invited, just to reinforce the point the chair has responded, all the former presidents and former presiding officers have been invited and have confirmed receipt of the invitation. So we're currently processing, and we look forward to receiving those who will be able to make it. And that happens in the context of many other assignments that they may be handling. But from the side of Parliament, we definitely look forward to receiving and hosting them. On the issue of international guests that have been invited, the presiding officers, amongst other guests that they have invited, the current president of the International Parliamentary Union, IPU, the global body of all parliaments, has been invited, and that is the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Tanzania, who is the current president of the IPU. Also, the Africa Region Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, CPA, has been invited. The AU, African Union Chairperson of the Commission, has also been invited, and we look forward to hosting them. On the question of the budget, as we have reported last year, events of this magnitude and scale do require resources, and significant resources, to be able to convene all the logistical infrastructure, knowing that Parliament is not operating inside the Parliament that we had. So we have put aside an amount of about 6.5 million rand as a budget. So as we work on, we will be able, as a standard measure, after the event, we'll be able to have a fully reconciled figure on how much was spent on the event. But it usually ranges from those areas. Last year we put about 5 million, and this year we have budgeted about 6.5 million rand as a budget. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I thought I should respond to the challenge of the EFF in court. One radio journalist, I think his name is Glenn Thomas, if I'm not wrong, says in the morning, I'm tired of being wrong. There will be the weather today. He has often said 60% it will rain, and the summer so beautiful, it was unbelievable. Anybody thought it was going to rain. Speculation is difficult. Parliament will be in court to defend itself, but we have grounds to rest on previous cases that went to court, that those who took us to court were reminded that it is our responsibility as Parliament to govern ourselves. The rules constitute what we do to govern ourselves. It is only in the absence of rules where courts have said to us, make up the rules, like we did in the case of the removal of the public protector. But otherwise, we think that we are on sound grounds, making rules as appropriate in our observation of what happens inside the Parliament for all the time, for all members of Parliament. And so that's what we think. This is what gives us.
All right, we come out of that briefing, of course, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, as well as the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Amos Masondo, briefing the media there of the state of readiness as it speaks to the 2024 State of the Nation address.